What's up everybody, my name is Tonny and I'm here with another Warframe guide video, and in this video we will be looking at Umbral Loki Prime Hybrid. And what that means is we will look at different Warframe abilities out there that would definitely work with Loki. I got two builds for you guys, and when it comes to Loki, obviously the first would be the invisibility, of course. And when it comes to that, usually Loki is great for invisibility. That's all you need. So the squishiness really doesn't really matter, as you guys will be able to see in this build here that the adaptation will basically handle Loki's survival, as long as you of course don't sleep and just stay alive and just keep an eye out on stuff, and you should be fine. So no need vitality, no need armor, no need shields, nothing. Adaptation should be all you guys need. Now for this build I have the disarm switch teleport, and what that is, basically of course you want to use the disarm and the switch teleport for those that want to use one of those escort missions. For the arcanes, Energize and Guardian is okay here. For the aura, I think Energy Siphon is pretty good here, since when it comes to it you do spam your radio disarm a lot and it's 100 drain. For the Excellence mod, I think Cutting Drift is okay. You guys can do Power Drift if you guys want more damage, but obviously this is all made for disarming the enemy. Now, what kind of ability do I have to make this build a hybrid version? Well, I do have an ability, the Thermal Sunder, which is pretty good here. The range here for the heat damage, as well as the duration, is okay. When it comes to it, usually you want to cast your Radio Disarm and then Thermal Sunder. For Speed Drift, you guys want to get Natural Talent instead, because obviously I don't have the capacity for it. So I just put Speed Drift in this instead, and it's a little bit decent enough for the casting speed, but I highly recommend Natural Talent though. And the build you guys are pretty much common with, and then that's the Invisibility or Decoy build. You guys can definitely use Decoy with this build, because obviously it's all it cares about is the duration. Range and other stuff doesn't really matter. The Arcanes, Energize and Guardian is pretty good here. The Aura, well, you want to get Energy Siphon and Correction Drift, because if you guys use this setup, you will get infinite energy. You don't have to rely on energy that much. For the Augment, Hush, Invisibility, if you guys use melee most of the time, I think you guys don't really need this. Or you guys do finishers, but otherwise Hush Invisibility is required for you guys, so that way when you guys are invisible, not only are you able to do spy missions, but you guys can kill enemies and not make a noise. Now the ability that I replace my 4 with is Eclipse, and what that is allows you to do damage if you are invisible and not get that damage reduction. So that's the catch of that. If you guys go invisible, you'll get the damage increase of 252. I think it's a bug or a glitch, because this obviously doesn't really make sense that much. So if they do patch this, well, I do have different abilities that will probably work with Loki. Before I demonstrate the damage difference in the Eclipse, I'm going to show you guys the Viper Wraith real fast on the build, because that's going to be using for the example for this. I have a Riven here at 152 to multi-shot, 125 to Toxin, and 288 to damage. The stats you guys can see here. Steady hands, yeah, let's get the whole shebang here with the Stinging Truth here. I'm going to do this on level 175 Heavy Gunners, because why not? I'm going to do this without the Eclipse so you guys can see the damage difference. Body shots only. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit slower this time, because I think I shot too quick. Alright, so you guys got the numbers. Now I'm going to do this with Eclipse now. And here's the damage difference. Try it one more time. Alright. So those are the damage difference. So extremely fast demonstration for the second build, which is the disarm and teleport thing. So obviously you guys can teleport, switch teleport. Now with the radio disarm, obviously you can't shoot. And here is the Thermal Sunder. It's for the extra CC, I would say. So just in case Eclipse gets a patch because of the weird way of how Loki can get basically only the damage and not the damage reduction if he is invisible, well, there's some other abilities out there, of course. These are the common ones: War, Smite Infusion, Shock Trooper, Zagtaz Whispers. Now, in my first pick, obviously War is better because of the faction damage. The Smite Infusion, Shock Trooper, and Zagtaz Whispers is my second pick because of the additional mod type of capacity it has. So basically, if you guys have Shock Trooper and you got a Toxin mod on one of your weapons, basically you will be doing corrosive damage throughout the entire duration of Shock Trooper on that weapon. Nourish is great for the melee damage Toxin, as most likely not many people will be using the Nourish Warframe ability, but when it comes to it, if you guys want to get some Toxin damage in there, well, Nourish will give you that. Warcry is also pretty good on Loki if you guys are going to be going for the melee only orientation of the build. Now what if you guys don't want any damage buffs whatsoever? I do have an ability that will probably work really well with Loki, and that is the Fire Walker. With the stats of my first build at 336 damage per second, that should be enough to kill most low levels, and has a really long duration of 91 seconds, and the flame duration is at 30 seconds. I don't really recommend the augment though, because the augment does require a little bit of adjustment to the build, as well as some range for the explosion radius. But if you guys want to put an augment, go for it. Well, for the second build with this arm, you guys can basically use Fire Blast instead of Thermal Thunder if you guys want for the armor reduction. Or if you guys are going to be camping with this arm, guess what? Dispenser is actually pretty nice on this. That is it for this video, you guys. Not many abilities that will work with Loki, but when it comes to Loki, he doesn't really need any abilities. If you guys like this video, give it a like, subscribe to support my channel. Until we meet again, you guys, peace out.